Hold on to your hockey sticks, folks, because things are about to get frosty. Trump's tariffs hit Canada hard, like a Zdeno Chara slapshot to the national economy. Remember when America and Canada were best buds? Sharing a border, a love of hockey, and a distinct lack of armed conflict since 1812? Well, those days are gone, my friends. Gone like the last maple donut at a Tim Hortons. Trump slapped tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, claiming national security. Canada cried foul. They said, national security? We send you guys maple syrup, not missiles. The tariffs were a big deal. They messed with the flow of goods between the two countries. And let's be honest, Canada is like that quiet neighbor who mows their lawn on Sundays and always returns your tools. You don't want to mess with them. But mess with them, Trump did. He said it was to protect American jobs. But Canadians were scratching their heads. They buy billions of dollars worth of American goods every year. It seemed like a strange way to treat your biggest trading partner. The impact of Trump's tariffs was felt across Canada. Industries like steel and aluminum were hit hard. These industries employ thousands of Canadians. They rely on trade with the US. The tariffs threw a wrench into the works. Companies faced higher costs. They had trouble competing with other countries. Some even had to lay off workers. Farmers also felt the pain. Canada is a major agricultural producer. They export a lot of stuff to the US, like wheat, beef, and lumber. Trump's tariffs made it more expensive for Americans to buy Canadian products. This hurt Canadian farmers. They had to sell their goods for lower prices. Some even went out of business. The tariffs also hurt Canadian consumers. Prices for everyday goods went up. Things like cars, appliances, and even beer got more expensive. This put a strain on Canadian wallets. People had less money to spend on other things. The situation was a mess. Canadian businesses were struggling, farmers were hurting, and consumers were feeling the pinch. Something had to give. Canada wasn't going to take this lying down. They decided to fight fire with fire. The Canadian government announced retaliatory tariffs on a range of US goods. These tariffs targeted products like steel, aluminum, and agricultural products. The message was clear. Canada was prepared to defend its interests. The retaliatory tariffs were carefully chosen. They targeted products from states that were important to Trump's political base. The goal was to put pressure on the Trump administration to back down. The tariffs had a significant impact on the US economy. American businesses that relied on exports to Canada were hurt, jobs were lost, and the trade war created uncertainty and instability in the global economy. The trade war between the US and Canada had a chilling effect on relations between the two countries. What was once a close and cooperative relationship became strained. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney called Trump's actions insulting and unacceptable. He vowed to stand up for Canadian interests. The trade war also had a negative impact on the economies of both countries. Businesses on both sides of the border faced higher costs and lost markets. Consumers faced higher prices. And the uncertainty created by the trade war dampened economic growth. The trade war between the US and Canada is a cautionary tale about the dangers of protectionism. It shows how quickly trade disputes can escalate and how damaging they can be to the economies of all involved. Stay informed with What's Trendee for the latest updates on global trade and economic news. Subscribe now.